everyone, my name is Mitzi Avila and welcome to another episode of Creative Blueprints. Today I will have an extraordinary talk with an amazing and visionary business owner who is Michael Hartel with Cabinet IQ. Michael received his master and PhD in engineering from the University of Florida in 2013. After that, Michael was working for the Intel Corporation until 2015. After moving to Austin, he started flipping houses and he quickly transitioned from something that was a hobby into his career. Nowadays, Cabinet IQ has remodeled hundreds of kitchens in the Austin area. Currently, his company is on the top with the best Google reviews in the industry. And due to his impeccable process, customer service, and quality, he decided to franchise his company, and now Cabinet IQ has 17 franchises around the United States. Michael also is a very active member of the National Association of Remodeling Industry, the NARI, and the National Kitchen and Bath Association. I really enjoyed this conversation because, as many of you know, I'm collaborating with Cabinet IQ since some months ago. I met Michael in one of his talks in the NARI, and then we connected via Instagram, and currently I'm so happy to be part of the Cabinet IQ team. As a kitchen and bathroom designer and cabinet designer, it was very interesting for me to connect with him to learn more about the company and what is behind, and the philosophy that is behind. I would love that you enjoy this conversation as much as I did and get inspired with Michael and what is behind of this amazing company. Thank you so much for watching, and if you find this video inspiring, feel free to share with everybody in the construction field, builders, architects, designers, and visionary business owners, everybody that is interested in the construction field, franchises, business, everybody can get inspired with this conversation. Do not forget to click in the like button if you like this video, and also do not forget to subscribe, so that helps me a lot and I can continue sharing these amazing stories behind the construction field with you. After you watch this video, do not forget to go to Instagram and follow me as Mitzi Avila Designer and Creative Blueprints. Let's get inspired, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Hello everyone, my name is Mitzi Avila, and today we are here in Creative Blueprints, and we have an amazing business owner. As you know, we are interviewing these amazing people in the construction field, not only architects, not only designers, but also amazing and visionary business owners. I'm currently collaborating with Cabinet IQ. So I'm so lucky that now I'm in this other side of the conversation. So I will interview my boss. So I was interviewed months ago when I started collaborating with Cabinet IQ. And I'm so lucky because now I'm in the other side. So I will ask the questions. Woohoo! So first, we are here with Michael Hartel. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Hi, Mitzi. I love this project you're working on. So
yeah, thank you. I can say that you were probably the first one that I invited to this project that I'm working with. So I'm so happy to have you because there are a lot of companies that I have been knowing more in the construction field. You can ask, what is your mission? What is your vision? And they're like, you can check that in the website, and that's it. So I can say that Cabinet IQ is just like an amazing example of how you can take the core values of the company and everything is around that. So that is very interesting because it's not only a place where you can find amazing cabinetry, as you can see, but it's also a place that tells you more about the people that is behind. So that's why I wanted to interview you and include you in these videos. And yeah, if you can start just telling me more about yourself, how many years of experience you have in the construction field, how everything started, what are your studies, and one more, what is your happy place?
What is my happy place? Okay,
yes.
Cool. Yeah, I actually did not grow up in the construction industry like a lot of trade professionals do.
Okay.
So I went to the University of Florida for a master's and PhD in material science and engineering. So that's how I started my adult life, was in graduate school, learning how to learn, basically learning how to progress a scientific community forward. So for me, it was a really interesting time of growth where I would go into an industry that I never knew anything about and had to study, what moving forward looks like. So
Great.
it was a great time of growth for me. I got to travel the world, give a lot of conference presentations, a lot of talks, and life was really good. I was ready to graduate like everyone is in graduate school, so that came to an end, and I got a job at the Intel Corporation up in Portland, Oregon, at their R&D headquarters. And for about 6 months, everything was great. You know, new city, new technology, new people. But I slowly started realizing that I'm just a very small piece of this entire company, and I felt so insignificant. And all the creative freedom I had in grad school was completely gone at that point. You know, I had a desk with 2 computer monitors and a boss that told me what to do. And I knew exactly what all 8 hours of my life would look like at work every single day. And that, for a creative person, that really dragged me down a lot. So I got a job in Austin, Texas. That's what brought me here. I left Intel to take a job down in Austin, Texas for Samsung. So basically our competitor down in Austin, Texas. So I moved down here in 2013 is when I moved down to Austin. And again, you know, more sunshine than Portland, Oregon for sure. But that same job feeling, you know, going to work every day, I just didn't feel good about it. I didn't feel fulfilled. I'm not the type of person to just sit around and stay in a situation I don't feel is right. So I segued into construction via the real estate industry. So I started flipping houses in Austin. That was really a fun time for me to be creative, right? You have to go put deals together and do the design and build it and then sell it. There's a lot of moving parts. And I just fell in love with that industry. So that's how I actually transitioned into construction, because people saw the products that I was producing, the homes that we were remodeling and selling, and they'd say, well, can you do my home? Can you do my bathroom, my kitchen? Can you put this addition on my home? And in 2016 and 2017, I started building new construction homes. So that whole world just opened up to me of construction and design, and I just absolutely fell in love with it, never looked back. I quit my job in 2016 as an engineer to move into construction, you know, full time. So how did cabinets come about? Cabinets are the one product that I felt everyone was getting wrong from the beginning. You know, I felt like at the end of every project is when the cabinetry goes in, and it's the only thing in the entire project that you would basically write a check and then cross your fingers that they wouldn't screw it up. And that was very frustrating for me as an engineer that would keep very detailed spreadsheets and timelines and stay on track, you know, keeping the client's budget in mind, making sure that things are done right. And I just felt like that industry for me was just completely out of control, where, you know, like I said, you'd write a check and then hope it wouldn't be screwed up when it came in. So after having some bad experiences in this local market, I decided to start my own company, my own cabinet company. And initially, it was really just to take care of my own projects, you know, my client projects. I wanted it done right. I wanted to control the whole thing. But from there, I started having people that would reach out to me and say, hey, you did so-and-so's kitchen. Can you do mine? And that's where the industry really took off for us. Wow. So, you know, that was in 2016. So 8 years later, you know, getting a little bit better every day, every week, every month. It's been really fun to see our business grow. Our customers are just so happy, you know, through that whole process. And to me, it feels good doing it the right way. So it's a long way to that question, to the answer. But
what can be like? What is the right way to do it? How can you describe the best way to do it, the right way to do it?
Sure, I think it's really a process. It's not just putting, you know, wood and paint on a wall for a customer. It's really understanding their needs. This process starts much earlier on in the process. It's really understanding the client's needs, going through design surveys with them, understanding how they're going to use their kitchen. Are they left-handed or right-handed? Do they entertain? There's just so many questions that I feel are necessary to design someone's beautiful kitchen. And I think a lot of cabinet companies are there just to put product on the wall. And to us, cabinets aren't just a product. It's really an emotional feeling. Like, how do you feel when you're in your kitchen? How do you feel when you open up that, you know, spice rack or that, you know, double tiered utensil divider where you have so much good storage and it's very useful? There's just not a lot of thought that goes into the design as there used to be. So I'm trying to bring that back, getting away from just product and talk about, let's talk about the design first.
Yeah.
That's really what separates us. Is it's an initial conversation to understand their needs, and then we can design around that. And we have some really cool, sophisticated tools around budgeting, so we can get someone, pretty close to what the cost is going to be. And after that, the design process is needed to finalize that design. So I think for us, taking a step back and saying, here's a white shaker cabinet, do you want to buy it? It just doesn't feel good to a customer.
Yep.
That's not the correct customer journey. And I think it's our job as professionals to guide them through that process correctly. Because you and I both know that there's people that come through this door and they say, we don't know if this is $10,000 or $100,000,
Yep.
really,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's our job as professionals to guide that conversation from start to finish, from the initial conversation all the way through an installation that's executed perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
and then getting that 5-star review online.
Yeah.
It feels really good just to do it the right way. So, the process is not just in the design, but it's also in the double and triple checks that go in to the operations with the operations team. Whoever's installing the kitchen needs to be closely involved with the designer. And I feel like sometimes in this industry, there's some disconnect where a designer can draw a very pretty picture, order some parts, and then when it comes down to actually fitting something in and having it functionally fit and work in the right space with all of the obstacles we have, the plumbing, the electrical, the appliances, the flooring, ceiling unlevelness. There's just so much to think about. And I think having a quality assurance review before that order button is pressed, I think that's a very critical part of our industry that I frankly haven't seen too many cabinet companies go in that depth before placing the order.
I have never seen a single cabinet company that is following this whole process. And it's not only because I'm working here. Trust me, it's not. I have been collaborating with other companies, and I think that as much as we stick to the process, everything is working perfect. And that is part of like our responsibility, like try to educate the clients, like we have to follow a process, and that will be beneficial for you and beneficial for your final product, and we will be so happy. And that's why that was very surprising for me when I started stalking Cabinet IQ. That I found that I can say that Cabinet IQ is the company with the best Google reviews. You can check that in Google. And they have, I was like, why people is just like giving 5 stars? Like why everybody is just like super happy? And now I can understand why, because everybody that is working behind Cabinet IQ is like very stick to the process. And we are like, following all of the steps that we need to accomplish to get a final product that is very successful. So that's great. But you were missing your happy place.
Yeah, my happy place is really with my family at home in the playroom. We have a 19-month-old son named Max. So my happy place is just laying on the floor playing WrestleMania with him and having him jump around and play with the little kids.
That's nice.
That's my happy place.
All right. So as you didn't know, I will be asking you some questions. So this is very simple, and these questions are for a lot of people that can be inspired and they want to be part of the construction field, or they want to have like a business like this one, or they want to be part of the franchises, or a lot of people that is just watching this video and want to get more inspiration. So the first question, can you share a personal anecdote or a pivotal moment that inspired you to start with your own company?
I think it's important to go with your heart and to listen to your heart and your stomach and really feel how you're feeling about things. So for me, being stuck in a 9-to-5 job where I just knew that this wasn't for me, I had the courage to do something and try something different. So I think a piece of advice I would have is just follow your heart, and not just say you're following your heart, but actually do it. Come up with some action items, come up with a plan, and execute. Especially people early on, they always have time to course correct and figure stuff out, but it's important to try and see if it aligns with how your body and heart
Do you remember something that, I don't know, you experienced in your childhood, and you remember that that was something that motivated you to start in the future your own company, or something that, I don't know, somebody shared with you and inspired you to?
Yeah, when I was younger, 9, 10, 11 years old, pretty young, I was mowing the lawn for my neighbors. I had 5 neighbors, 2 to my right, 2 to my left, and then my across the street neighbor at my house, my neighborhood. I would mow all their lawns all summer long and then shovel their driveways in the winter. So I've always had, I don't know, just a drive to, figure out how to make some money and make people happy and, be of service to people. So that that started really young for me. Going into graduate school. Before graduate school, I was at the University of Florida. I'm sorry, at the Alfred University. It's in upstate New York. It's a small engineering school. I would go home in the summer times, and I had a company called the Collegiate Property Care Company. So we would do landscaping in the summer for people. So I've always kind of enjoyed, working with my hands, figuring stuff out. There's no greater satisfaction than looking at something that you built, and then you can say, I did that, And now, kind of fast forward to now, this business to me is a way to be creative and expressive without being able to paint or draw or be, artistic. So I get to kind of be the one that has the vision for where this company's going, but I get to see amazing artists like yourself create beautiful kitchens and see customers just be so happy. So I think early on, I've always just felt like I wanted to do more stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, the next one. How did you identify the potential for franchising your business, and what motivated you to take that leap?
Good question. Yeah, so we had in 2021, we had 2 corporate stores in Austin. One's in Cedar Park, one's in South Austin. And we had the system set up, the operating system of how this business operates, the mission for everyone, the roles, the responsibilities, how to do the work, what winning looks like. And when you start plugging great people into that system, it just thrives. So in 2021, we had 2 corporate stores that were doing well, and I felt like there was more growth needed. Like I wanted to continue spreading, what we do in other parts of the country or other parts of Texas. And I think one day I was actually Googling something like business growth methods or something generic like that. And franchising actually popped up as like a method of business growth. And I didn't really know what it meant. I feel like most people, they recognize the word franchise, but they don't know what it really means to franchise a business and what a franchisee is compared to the parent company, the franchisor, and just the inner workings and how it all happens. So for me, I quickly understood that it's the most pure form of win-win in business, where you're it's a very symbiotic relationship to support each other. So that's the method that we took. So in 2022, we decided to franchise our company. It takes about a year to get all the legal paperwork and all the documents done. But at this point in 2024, we're opening up between 2 and 3 new locations per month right now in different parts of the country. So it's very cool to see what we're doing in Austin work in all these other cities. So they're opening up, they're following the process, they're doing exactly what we do here. It's in Alabama, Colorado, Kansas City. All these stores are opening up now. And
how many franchises Cabinet IQ has?
17. And we'll have 30 by the end of the year. Yeah.
Okay,
we're
great.
on track to do 30.
And what do you think that is how you can describe how people or why people is motivated to have a franchise as Cabinet IQ?
Yeah, most of the people that are coming to us, they want to own a business, but they don't want to start one from scratch. And I completely understand that. It takes a long time and a lot of effort to get a business launched, where if you get into a franchise system, it's pretty much a business in a box, so to speak. You have all the documents, all the processes, all the technology, the marketing help, the operational help, sales training. You have basically a business ready to launch. And also for us, we help design the showrooms in these locations, and then help with identifying local contractors that build it out.
Okay.
So it's basically the support is what people are looking for when they're going into a franchise
Perfect.
system.
Great. All right. What would be something you wish you had known before starting your own business?
I wish I knew how hard it was going to be. I wish I knew the amount of work it was going to take to get to put into it, and that's something that just comes with experience. You know, every business is different, every system is unique. But I wish I would have probably thought, at least early on, having the right mission for your employees, the role, the responsibility, like actually how to do the work, and then what winning looks like, what the KPIs are. So it's very clear to me that good or great businesses have very well-defined structures like this. You know, the companies that just wing it, you could just tell. You walk into a place and you feel like they're winging it. You know, and the training, for example, is, oh, go meet with that person for a day and they'll teach you how to do your job. I feel like that's really unfair to employees to just throw them into the fire and say, go figure it out. So for me, early on, I wish I would have taken more time to write out the standard operating procedures and how the company works, and kind of a plan for people as well. So
How long took you to design the process of how Cabinet IQ works?
yeah, really during the pandemic, I had a lot of time to myself. We, you know, like everyone, businesses got shut down. There's a lot of quiet time for people. And that was at the time when my wife and I were having a child. And I knew for myself, that I was too involved in my business. I felt like I kind of had a job, but I wasn't a true business owner. So at that point, I spent a lot of time really digging into what we're talking about now, and that's defining the organizational structure and how the business operates. So it took a long time to get all that figured out. You know, we're talking multiple years now, but at this point, it's very dialed in, and I enjoy.
What you can say to the people that, to the people that is opening or having a new business, and they're thinking that they can do it like having this kind of results for tomorrow, like from scratch. What you can say to that people?
It's whatever you think you're going to do, I would double the length of time that you think you're going to get there. So there's just certain things that happen early on where things just don't move as fast as you would like them to. So just give yourself extra time and extra money to have some grace for yourself. Because otherwise you're going to kind of beat yourself down over not hitting results, and that's not good for anyone.
Yeah, sometimes like I have heard like business owners that just feel that they don't have the results like coming quickly, and they just like decided to give up. So
I don't think I've ever met an entrepreneur that doesn't feel like they should be further ahead than they actually are. That doesn't matter if it's a $1 million a year business or a $100 million a year business. I feel like everyone thinks that they should be a little bit further ahead. It's kind of interesting. That's the entrepreneur mindset.
All right. What personal values or principles have guided you in shaping both your company's culture and its expansion through franchising?
Yeah, so our core values are create a positive impact. So we have 5 core values. Number 1 is create a positive impact. I know that we're in the kitchen remodeling industry, but I feel like no matter what interaction we have with people, we always make them feel a certain way. And I want that to be a positive interaction no matter what. So that's why create a positive impact is number 1 for us. We do community service projects. We remodel customers' kitchens for free when they're in need. We run contests for free kitchen
tell
remodels.
us more about that one. I remember that he gave away a kitchen of 75,000.
Yes.
75,000 new kitchen for just in a giveaway in the social media.
Yes, so that was just this past year. We had kind of a contest where you have to take a video of yourself in your kitchen and talk about why you need a new one and why you deserve to win the contest, basically. So the winner was a single mom. She had a 5-year-old daughter, and her kitchen just was not functional. It wasn't just old and outdated. It was not working. You know, she had one burner on her stove that worked. Her dishwasher and sink were rusty. It just wasn't sanitary. The microwave above the stove, the handle's broken off, so she couldn't really even open up the microwave anymore. And then the cabinets were literally falling off the walls. It was like not a good situation. So she took the video and posted it inside the platform that we were collecting everyone's videos. And as soon as I saw that one, I knew she was the winner. It just kind of touched me in a certain way that I knew that she really did need the help more than the other people who just wanted a new kitchen for the sake of a new kitchen. So we remodeled her kitchen. I surprised her. I showed up and said that we were there for an inspection, and then when she answered the door, I actually told her that she won the contest, and she started crying. I started crying a little bit, and it was just a really emotional moment. So we designed her kitchen, we redid some of her floors, painted her first floor of her home, added can lights, and gave her a brand new kitchen and nice place.
That's nice.
All new appliances. She was very happy. So it felt great to have the resources to be able to change someone's life like that. So.
Yeah, I will try to. You can find all of these kind of stories in the website. You have there are a lot of kitchens that have been designed, and it's like the before and after, so you can take a look, and it's amazing. The transformation is amazing. So yeah, just tell me more about the other core values.
Yeah, so create a positive impact is number one. Number two is be a lifetime student. So for me, I've always been a lifelong learner, taking things apart, learning how they work. I love reading, learning, podcasts, stuff like that. So that's really important for me to be around people that are like that and who don't have the ego that they know it all and they don't want to grow. So part of learning is growth to me. So that's why it's a really important core value for us too. Number three is mind the details. So for us, at least at this company, the details are really what makes our system work. Paying attention to the way that we communicate with our clients, the touch points that we have, never having them calling us, asking what happens next. We're always ahead of, the communication with them, how we act in people's homes, how we find it, how we find the current condition of the home. We always try to leave it even more clean than when we found it. There's just several things about our business where we really pay attention to those details. And that's what makes a good company great, in my opinion. So number three is mind the details. Number four is take accountability for your actions and inactions. So especially having an organization where everyone has a particular role to do and the next person relies on them, it's really important to have that accountability. So, having a company where we feel open to talk to people like, hey, I messed up, here's how I'm going to fix it. It feels really good for not, for people to be able to be open with their coworkers, their boss, to say, hey, this is what went on, here's how I'm fixing it, for example. But the most important part about that is that they take accountability, right? They don't just sweep something under the rug and maybe hope someone doesn't find it or figure it out or whatever. So it feels good to own a company that has those core values. So take accountability for your actions and inactions is number four. And then the last one, number five, is do what's right, not what's easy. So do what's right, not what's easy. That's such a simple phrase, but it's really important to not cut corners, especially when you're in someone's home or even communication with other coworkers or employees. It's important to be to do what's right, So those are the five that we have. And what's cool about them too is that it's not like we just have them in our break room and we never talk about them. I mean, as well as I do, we talk about them every week. We bring up one and we spend, between 10 to sometimes a half an hour just discussing that particular core value and actual life events around that core value of what we think about it. So it feels really good to do that.
That's pretty cool.
Core values for me were kind of non-existent in the corporate world. Like we're talking Samsung and Austin, it's a sheet of paper that you get during training and then everyone just throws it in the trash, right? And if you ask anyone at any of those companies, it's really rare that they could recite what they are. And that was my experience early on. But then in growing a company, I started realizing that if you're not bringing in people that align with the things that you align in, and everyone's just swimming in different directions and has different ways of thinking, it can really cause chaos for an organization. So that's why our interview process is literally 85% core values, and then the 15% are the tools in the toolbox or the experience that
I
someone
confirm
has.
that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I remember when I was in the interview with you, I remember that you told me everything about the core values, and I was like, I was just like thinking about this project that I have, like this project, Creative Blueprints, and I said, this is a pretty good fit. Like all of this is like, it has like connection with Creative Blueprints because we are like learning all time, and I have been learning from all the people that has been like in these videos, and all time you are like getting more inspiration and learning from other people. So all of those core values are not something that again are in the website and in the trash and that's it. And when somebody is just like walking in the showroom, is like we have them printed here, and sometimes I have had like some clients that are asking me about them because they find that they are like very important. And so for sure they have a lot of connection with what is the process that we are following. So that's great. So next question, what role has mentorship or guidance play in your entrepreneurial journey, and are there individuals or have particularly influenced or inspired you? Somebody that has inspired you?
It's a great question.
Yes.
So I think mentorship is so important. You know, it's business can be tough. There's a lot of ups and downs and decisions to make, and you know, strategies. There's forks in the road all the time of how to take a direction of a company, and there's people out there that have done what, I guess in general, there's people that have done what entrepreneurs are trying to do, and it's nice to find that people that have already leveled up and they are where you want to go, and then you just listen to them, bounce ideas off of them. They have the experience. They've probably been there before and have made very similar decisions. So I think for me, it's a peace of mind to have people to reach out to and be able to connect with and ask for advice. And even if they don't have the answer, just talking about it in your own mind, you end up coming up with the answer sometimes. So just talking through things or just having the right questions asked to me, I can basically answer my own questions sometimes. So that's what really good mentors are there to do.
Do you feel that being part of a community like entrepreneurs or business owners that helps you to grow your business and to be part of a community that can help you with those kind of issues that you're experiencing?
Yeah, I'm in a couple different groups. I'm in one with an entrepreneurial group. It's called the Arte Syndicate. So it's with Andy Frisella and Ed Milet, two billion-dollar entrepreneurs that they literally built billion-dollar businesses from scratch over the last couple of decades. So that group just attracted a lot of really interesting, like-minded individuals who focus on the same things that we do: the core values, the structure of companies, the finding the right people, how to challenge elite level employees, and just how to bring the best out of everyone around you. It's just really good to learn tactical advice for stuff like that. It's been really helpful.
And also, like, kind of, the business model, other than the franchise or, that part. I know that you were president of the NARI, and I don't know, like, what was your experience like being part of that group? I know that you are still part of that group and that community. So what do you think that is like beneficial for you to be part of that part of the community in Austin?
Yeah, it's a good question. NARI Austin has a fantastic chapter. We get together often, monthly or sometimes multiple times a month. For me, I joined NARI in 2017 when I was still pretty new. So to join an organization that had professionals doing the remodeling industry the right way, it's just nice to be close to those people, how they talk, how they walk, some not necessarily always about business. It's really around who they are. And I feel like if you hang around people long enough, you start becoming like them. And just having a group of people to bounce ideas off of and learn from, and also get together and learn from speakers that come in And each meeting's unique. You end up with a couple of conversations with people in different industries, and we're here to help each other, right? So helping people where I can. As a business owner, there's just different levels to everything, and some people are ahead of me, some people are just starting, and I can really influence them and help them with maybe mistakes that I made early on. So I love meeting young entrepreneurs, young as in not in business for very long, and just listening to what they're going through and helping them through certain stages in their business has been really fun for me.
Great. This is the best question.
Okay.
Share with me a big mistake during your experience as a business owner. How did you solve it, and what did you learn from it?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think my biggest mistake was very, very early on in my career. I met someone that I thought would be a good business partner, and then it ended up not working out. Partly because of, mostly because of the core values not aligning, and just me not doing my research about this person ahead of time. I think that was a big mistake to go into business with someone. It's pretty much like marrying them. There's no end to a business relationship unless someone either gets bought out or the business, does some sort of transaction. So for me, taking it not as seriously as I probably should, giving someone equity and taking them into the business, I think was a mistake that, it all worked out in the end. I ended up buying him back out anyways. But that's all history and a part of, learning. But I think for me, taking on a business partner too soon when I thought that they were going to level me up, and it ended up not working out that way.
How many years in the industry or in the business you had when this happened?
Just one.
One? Okay. That's really good to learn. So if you could say something to yourself 15 years ago, what it would be?
15 years ago, I'm trying to do some math here. 15 years ago is a long time. I would say probably the same advice I said earlier. Just make sure you're going to follow your heart, and just go with what you feel aligns with what you're trying to accomplish. I feel like your soul knows, and sometimes the ego holds it back. And I feel like when you find something that you're working in, some sort of passion or some project or relationships, I feel like you got to listen to yourself a little bit more. So that's probably the advice I would give myself back then.
Perfect. How do you prioritize self-care and maintain a healthy work-life balance with the demands of entrepreneurship? And how the mental health impact your daily work?
It's a good question. So this has taken me a while to come up with my own routine. I feel like everyone has their own thing that works for them. Back when I started, business was completely chaotic, right? You don't have the right processes, the people, the reporting, the systems in place, and you're doing everything. Your hands are in everything. Every problem is your problem to solve. Every thing that goes on, you're somehow involved in it. So starting out early on, I was very stressed out all the time. That's kind of how entrepreneurs start, is they don't really plan. I think entrepreneurs, at least I did, and I feel like most entrepreneurs are the same way, they just start working, right? They just start working, but they don't really have the things in place to make business ownership successful. They just work, and then eventually they figure it out. But you asked about self-care now. I break my day into 3 different days. I know this sounds kind of weird, but I get 3 days out of every day. The first day that I have is by myself in the morning. So I'm up at 4:30 a.m., between 4:30 and 5 every day. No alarm clock. It's just when my body wakes me up in the morning. I go to the gym, and at the gym we have a sauna and a cold plunge in the same room.
Oh, wow.
So I do the sauna, then the cold plunge, then the sauna, work out for about an hour, and then meditate for about 30 to 45 minutes.
Wow.
And then when I leave the gym, I'm just ready. That's like my day that I had to myself. That's like my first day. I have a distinct, work day where, you have a block of time that's your focus on your work. I feel like it's really important to have your day planned out. Every day is planned out, even if it's a block of time that it's not a meeting. It's just today at this time I'm going to do this project. So that to me alleviated a lot of stress of, well, I don't know what I'm going to do today, and then you're just reactive to whatever comes at you. So if it's not in my calendar, it just doesn't happen. So prioritizing things that need to happen, the business meetings, the projects, the things. If you put it in your calendar, that's just what you do, and then you don't have the stress of uncertainty. So that to me has been a big game changer for me, is living outside of my calendar. And then the third day, I go home at 5 o'clock every day, and I spend the rest of the night with my family. So go home, phone gets turned off completely, no more internet, with my phone or work, and just spending, between, I don't know, at least a couple hours before my son goes down to bed with the family.
And how long have you been doing this kind of routine? For how long?
Years at this point.
How did you learn from that? That you needed that to help you and help yourself to, I don't know, prioritize your family and have a work balance?
Yeah, I would say maybe during the pandemic, where you just have time to think, you kind of have time to self-reflect. I think that a lot of people don't sit down and spend time to themselves as much as they should. I think sitting down with nothing going on, no distractions for 20 minutes, and just kind of watching your ideas just move around in your head and really analyze who you are and what you're thinking and how you're feeling. I feel like it's really important to do that. And you have these kind of moments where you have what I consider cosmic Google just download into your brain of something that makes sense, and you can't get into that mode unless you sit completely still with no distractions. And I think that's just, I made a switch from running around, all the time, from the time I woke up until the time I went to bed, always in a beta brainwave state of constant, stimulation and things and thinking. When you move from that to, hey, let's spend some time by ourselves and really think about what we're doing, slow down a little bit, it makes life a lot more enjoyable.
Great. Yeah. That's good to know. All right, and the last one. What would be an advice that you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs in the construction or design fields in the Austin community, or whoever is watching this video, or whoever that is interested in the franchises, or that you can recommend that to somebody that is running a business?
Someone that's interested in the industry, I would say to meet as many people as you can, right? Go out, offer to buy someone lunch. I think if you're honest with someone and hey, I'm interested in what you do, would you mind meeting me for lunch? I don't know of any good people in this community that would say no to that.
Yeah.
So if there's someone up and coming, whether they're in, even in high school or in college, and they're thinking about moving into a certain field, I would say find someone who you look up to and get as close as you can to them. Ask them for advice. Hey, is this everything that it seems like it is, or what struggles are you having? I think understanding that person's personality, what drives them, what makes them successful. I think those meetings would be really valuable for someone that's up and coming to take a look at.
All right. So networking a lot.
Networking is super important.
Okay, perfect.
Don't be shy, I guess is my advice.
Great.
Don't be shy in asking.
That's awesome. Okay, well, that's it. Well, thank you so much for being
Mitzi,
part of these videos. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video, and just let me know what is your contact, how people can know more about Cabinet IQ, the franchises and everything, where they can find some information.
CabinetIQ.com is really the best resource, just our homepage, and then they can click through what they'd like to click through.
The same on Instagram, is Cabinet IQ?
Oh, at Cabinet IQ.
Okay, at Cabinet IQ. So thank you so much.
You're
and
welcome.
I hope you like this video, and wait for the next one. Thank you. Bye.